Good morning, everyone. Like in the last class, we are trying to discuss the particular mapping information here. Observe what we have covered in the yesterday class. So go back to our class section here. And yesterday, we created some of the classes here, something called category, right? So along with the category, we have created some other classes as well. So something called item, user, address, some of the classes we created. Getting the point? So who is the person? Can you mute yourself? Someone is unmuted. Okay. Observe here. So what we are going to do here. Basically, first I will check like whenever we are going to run any application, So we need to provide some SQL generation here. SQL generation. So that's we miss in the last class here. First we'll check with the SQL generation. Go back to the Hibernate configuration file here. Now, so instead of connection, what I need to specify here? Hibernate. So Hibernate and whatever the Hibernate related properties we are going to have, we need to specify the key here Hibernate dot dilate, and as well as we can make it Hibernate dot HPM2 DDL auto. Getting the point. Now the remaining driver class username and password URL, these are the related to database. Getting the point. So we'll save here. We'll go back to the same example which we used earlier, and before going to run, what I need to do here. So we specified as a create the app, and I'm going to use one more real default schema here. We are going to work on the default schema. So what is indicating here? What is indicating here is nothing but whenever we are going to create any database, so we need to we are going to specify so something called that schema here. So to recognize these are the classes related to some schema. In the real-time applications also, we are going to create more than one schema here. Let me create the particular schema here. So default schema. What I will do, I will create here so something called Hibernate. Something called Hibernate. If I'm going to run some main example here, so we are going to get some exception here. Observe here what we are getting here. So something called Hibernate. Hibernate person does not exist. Hibernate what here? Hibernate is nothing but it is a default schema we specified just now. Now go back to here is trying to generate the SQL here. So you can identify here drop table if existed inside this particular Hibernate schema, Hibernate person. Getting the point. And create a table Hibernate dot Hibernate person with some values. Okay. Now, so what we are doing here, we are trying to get max ID from the Hibernate dot Hibernate person table. Right. Now you can check here. Go back to the database inside this particular Hibernate example. So we can check. First, we'll refresh one time. Go to the here. So as of now, we don't have any schema here. So inside this schema section, we are able to see the information schema PG catalog schema and publish schema. But now the Hibernate schema are not there. Now what we can do, we need to create a schema using create new schema here, Hibernate. So once we create, the schema is available here. Refresh one time. We'll go back to one more time our application. So let me run the same example here. Now observe here, we created the schema here. We are trying to insert the record into inside the particular Hibernate schema. You can observe here, drop table is one SQL is generated, and after that one table it's trying to create a table inside this particular schema. And what we are doing here, we are trying to load max ID. With the max ID, we are trying to insert the record, and our session is also closed here. Go back to here. Let me refresh one time and check inside this particular Hibernate schema tables. So we are able to see this particular Hibernate underscore person. Let me run the same example. What we can do, we need to specify first schema name and after that table name. You can observe here ID1, the person name is specified as a Hibernate. So this is all about the to making any objects or any the particular table. If you want to create inside the any schema, what we need to do here, so we need to specify schema information by using this particular configuration. Getting the point? So this is the way we can work here. But one more here, what I want to do, so instead of working on this particular configuration file, so what we can do, we have a one more option here, that is we are going to work on the properties. Hibernate dot properties. So now let me finish this particular file here. Whenever we are going to add like this, you can check here, by default this application is going to load Hibernate dot properties not found. Hibernate dot properties not found here. So this is the information we are able to get whenever we are trying to run Hibernate application. Now we specified this particular file here, right? Go back to here, Hibernate dot properties. Now, so we will use the previous example to copy all the information. Okay, here what I am doing here, so instead of JDBC, we can make Hibernate dot connection. So these are about the database related information. But other than this, what we can do here, we are having some specific property of this particular Hibernate. So the first one, we need to use the schema. Schema is equals to Hibernate, and after schema, so we are going to work on the dilate also. And this particular dilate, what we are specifying here, org Hibernate dilate dot PostgreSQL dilate. After that, connection username driver class name. So this is we need SQL Hibernate show underscore SQL. So we need to make true here. So whenever we are going to make true, what is happening here? We are able to see some SQL related information on our console. Getting the point? So who is like providing this? The Hibernate is going to provide whenever we are going to run, like whenever we are going to use any save or update, any find method or load method. Getting the point? using the session object, whatever operation we are going to perform. So we are going to get some SQL related information on our console whenever we are going to specify this particular show underscore SQL true. Okay. So now we specified a Hibernate dot property file here. What I can do, I will go back to this particular configuration file, and I want to make something called comment. Only configuration object is created here. But here, whenever this particular configuration object is created, what I am doing here, if I am going to run the same example, is going to run successfully or is going to give an error. Observe here, wait, I did not save the file. Let me run one more time. You can expect here, unknown entity, this particular person is not finding here, because what we are doing here, we are trying to create this particular object here, and we are trying to save the person, but this person is not yet mapped here. The person is not yet mapped here. What we can do, so to map here, what we are going to do, initially we are working on this particular hibernate.hbm.xml. Okay, observe here, to specify, we have one option here, CFG, sorry, not CFG, we worked on the config here, config dot add resource, config dot add resource. Here, what I am doing here, person dot hbm dot xml. Getting the point. Now, so let's focus on the same example. What happened? Okay, so could not extract the result set here. Hibernate dot hibernate person does not exist here. Okay, we are in add resource. Let me open person dot. Okay, schema hibernate default schema. Okay, what I will do, okay, let me run the same example one more time. Still we are getting hibernate dot hibernate person. Okay, why the table is not loading here? The table already is created. Anything we are missing? Let me check. Hibernate person. Okay, same thing. But what happened? Add resource config. Okay, let me read the error here. Relation. Okay, we are missing the same here. So now what I can do? So this is we are missing this particular. Okay, Let me stop the application. So observe carefully. Again, I'm trying to run. Schema Hibernate does not exist. Okay. So here, this is nothing but here it is not loading the default schema here. So driver class name, everything it's loading here. Okay. Mhm. Hibernate person does not exist. Relation, what happened? Okay. Let me change to this. So we need to specify the particular proper keys here. Let me check here. Okay. Observe here. So basically, like the default schema is expecting connection, but this particular Hibernate HBM2 DDL auto, so it's not expecting the connection because it is the property of Hibernate here. It is a property of Hibernate, and these are the connection related information. These are the connection related information. So that's the reason they are expecting connection. And if I'm specifying the connection is not taking here. For this is the specific to the Hibernate property. Getting the point. So that is we provided the keys something different here. Now go back to here. Again, you are going to get same one record here. Let me refresh and run the same example. You can observe here only one row is fetched because what we specified here, in the particular HBM2 DDL, what we specified here, create hyphen drop here. Getting the point. You can identify here every time you are going to get this particular drop command. Now you can identify here by using update. Using update here. So I'm going to run one more time here. You can check here any drop command we are able to see here. So we did not see any drop command here because we are not trying to drop the table here. You can observe here. Okay. Let's see. If I'm going to run one more time, we are expecting the output. So 2 records here. Okay. Something we need to check here. The person ID is trying to specify only one. Why we are getting the max ID every time one? Acha. Sequence we did not generate it. Okay, so basically this is because of sequence here. So we did not created any sequence as of now because of the particular sequence here. What we are doing here, every time we are getting only the same ID. So that's the reason we are getting only one object here. The object is overriding here. So we'll see later here, but make sure, so you can check here. As of now, we don't have here. Let me try to specify with another one called native. I want to provide in the multiple ways here. Okay, now we can check here. Sequence also generated. Let me check here. Why it is providing only one? Okay, let me change to. Okay, still we are getting only one record, even though it is generating the Hibernate sequence. Person name ID. Any ID we specified here? No ID, right? So person name comma ID. Okay. So I will check like basically how many times we are going to run the object. It has to insert multiple records with a different ID. But now because of I guess sequence we are getting only one object here. Okay, let me check this particular table. Constraint. Okay, foreign key indexes, references. Where is the Hibernate table? So index also we have only one. Foreign key. Okay, the sequence also not yet created here. Source table, comment, PG. Okay. 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 We'll check with the particular information later because why the sequence is not working properly here. Every time the sequence is generating, but we are unable to find the new record here. Okay. So we'll see later. Back to here. So initially we are working on this particular Hibernate configuration example. Now we move to the particular property file here. So what is the name of the property file we are using? So something called hibernate.properties, because hibernate.properties file is going to loaded by this particular configuration whenever the file is available inside this particular class path. Getting the point? And now, so we need to specify this particular mapping resource here. So which kind of mapping we are going to work here? These are the remaining lines of code we used in the earlier also same. Okay. Observe here. I want to create the particular category object here. Okay. So yesterday we have created the multiple classes here, and for those classes we are going to work on the mapping file here. Let me create one mapping file. Category class hbm.xml. Okay, observe here. Let me copy the same information. So here what I'm going to do here, we want to define the package at the class level, we can specify here. You will get an option called package. So this particular package I want to specify here. What is the advantage we are going to get whenever we are specifying like this here? Basically, if we are adding multiple classes here, whenever we are going to work on the some association concepts here, getting the point. So we are going to define the multiple classes. So we don't want to specify the package name in the multiple location. So for this purpose, we can specify the package on top of this particular Hibernate mapping. And here you are going to have one more option here, schema here. The schema which we used Hibernate, if we want to use the same, you can specify. Else, if you want to create a new schema, you can specify the here. But here, whenever we are going to specify the schema for this particular object, again we have to create new schema in database here. Getting the point? So just I'm giving an option. You can work on this particular schema. Later we'll check this particular these three property here, default access and default cascade here. Okay, back to here this particular class. What is the name of the class? Category, and table also we can work on the same category. And go back to this particular class called category. Let me check. We don't have ID. Long ID. So generate the particular setters and getters. Okay. Now ID we specified. And if we want to specify the column name, we have an option. One attribute we are going to find here at the ID level. We can specify the column here, something called category underscore ID. Getting the point? Now we can have one more property here, type. We can have one more property, so we can specify the what is the type of the particular ID. And so this we'll see later, this particular generator. Now back to here. What is the one more property we are going to find in the particular category? Name. So the name we are going to work the same here, and category underscore name. So this particular category underscore name, and we are going to specify the type as a string. We are going to specify the type as a string. So based on this particular type, Hibernate is going to create data type for the each column. For this column is going to create a string, and the ID column is going to create a data type as a long. So to specify a specific data type, we can like provide in the particular mapping file here. So once we specify, we are going to have the other information here, the like parent category and some of the child category. We are going to have some parent category object, and we'll have the child category. Later we'll check on this particular item here. Okay, back to here. Now I want to specify some more here to read more flexibility. We have one more option here. The option here you can specify column here. So instead of specifying here, we can have the column tag inside this particular property. We can provide column name like this. We can provide the column name also by providing the dependent tag called column. Getting the point? So this is also same, and earlier we created, this is also same. Just to read, this is the property, and for this property we are going to create, this is the column. Getting the point? So this is also we can specify, and now you can check here. You are going to find the different information here. Formula we can identify. So formula is nothing but whenever we are trying to create a new column in the database. So if I want to add the value of this particular column by calculating sum of other field by calculating sum of other fields in the same class. So observe here, just imagine in the category class we have something called total. Total is one column, getting the point, and another column, so something called tax rate or okay. So total plus number of category. Getting the point. So if we are going to calculate these two column information, whatever the particular output we are going to get, if we want to insert the same value, this particular name, we can specify the formula here. Getting the point. So just imagine the total plus number of categories. If for example we are going to get 10, by default the 10 value is going to store as a this particular column called category name. How is going to store? Because of the formula. Based on the particular formula, we can store here. Right. Now how we can specify here? So observe here, total plus something number of category. Here we can specify like this, and you can specify the value so type also we can specify. So something called, definitely we are going to get something the decimal value here. So to make the decimal value, we can specify like this here. Okay, already we have the particular type here, but some case when we are going to work on the formula, you can specify type here. So this is the way we can specify the particular formula here. And now you can check here access. So basically if we want to make some restriction, what we can do here, we can provide this particular access, and is going to provide on the field. By default we can work on the field here. Is nothing but we can make some extra level of abstraction. Getting the point. So most of the times we are not going to work here, and other than index, if we want to create this particular column as a so first of the table or second, we can specify the index here. So insert and update here. By default it is true. Getting the point. Whenever we are trying to perform save or update, if we don't want to insert or update, we can make these two fields as a false. Getting the point. The object, while inserting an object, something called the category, we don't want to insert the information to this particular category name, we can make as a insert to as a false. Or while updating this particular object, we don't want to update this particular column, we can make update as a false. And not null. So not null is nothing but we want to make this field is required. So unique, if we want to specify unique the column name, sorry, the name of the category name, if we want to make as a uniquely, we can make this particular unique as a true. So these are the default values is going to specify here, and if we want to make changes, we can work on exactly opposite to this particular boolean values. Getting the point. So these are the extra properties are available on the each property. So whenever any requirement, like based on the requirement, we can make the extra properties here. Okay, so these all about this particular the property level information, and along with this we have identified whenever we are going to work on the particular, instead of the configuration XML, we work on the property file. Okay, now we will see how we can work on the association here. Association is nothing but whenever we are going to have, whenever we are going to have multiple records, the multiple records, how we can insert it into database with some relation. Observe here, in the earlier example, we have created the category, right? So the category having the property called ID and name. So this is the one parent category, and the child category we are going to have some collection of object. So to store this particular collection of object, how we can communicate, getting the point. So this concept we are going to call as a association here. So to make this application use this collection of object, we need to specify some information in our mapping file. Getting the point. Now, how we can specify here? Observe here. So whenever we are going to work on this particular mapping here, let me make here. Okay. Here, what I am doing here? So something called, first we'll check with the different object here. First we'll check with the different object, because in the particular category class we are going to have different information here. Okay. Otherwise, so how we specified this particular message? Okay, in the message also we did not specify it here. What I want to do, this particular category is depends on the item. This particular category is going to depends on the item. Let me open item. So here also we specified. So set category is nothing but we are going to have the joins here, many to many joins. First we'll check with the one to many joins. Later we'll back to the many to many. Now category. Okay. What I will do, I will create a one more class here to work on the particular one to many or many to one joins here. The class name here, bid. Getting the point. So the bid having two properties here. Serializable and make something the default serial version ID. Long ID, private, amount. And now observe here, item. Getting the point. Here, what we are doing here, this particular bid class is expecting, let me select R. This particular bid class is expecting one item object here. Right. Go back to the item class. Inside this particular item, as of now, we are not going to work on the category. So we'll see later. Here, what I am doing here, I want to change bid here. So something called bids. Let me insert the particular bids here. So the setter and getters I imported here. Okay. Observe here, the item class is expecting some collection of bids here. Collection of bids. And go back to this particular bid class. The bid class is expecting only one item class. So now what you understanding here? Carefully observe here. This bids has many, and this item is 1. Getting the point. So what is the relation here? Many to 1. Right. So go back to the particular item here. So carefully observe here. Now I want to make item here. Item is a 1. Item is 1. and this particular bits we are going to have collection of object is nothing but many, right? Here what is the relation here? One to many. Getting the point? So this is very important here. So once we identify this terminology, we can easily create the mapping here. Okay, now we have identified here one to many and many to one. Back to here, back to which class we need to go back here. So carefully observe. First we'll check with bid class here, and to create a bid class, what we can do? Again, we need to create one more mapping file here. So something called bid.hbm.xml. And the class also comes under the same package. And we'll change to bid ID. It is a type long we specified. Okay, property. What is the property? Amount. And amount. So big decimal. Okay. Now we specified here the property, but here one more property we are having here. So what is the one more property here? The particular one property here, item. But item is expecting many bits. So because of that, we can work on the many to one. And the name here we need to specify item, because many is a bit and one is item. So what is the name we specified in the bid class? The name we need to specify column here. Okay, column here. So carefully observe the column here. Which column is going to map here? Is going to map with the column called item ID, because this particular many records are going to match with one table that is called item. So because of that, we are making item ID here and class. What is the name of the class here? Item. What is the name of the class? And if we want to make not null constraint, we can use true. So carefully observe here. This is the very important mapping relation here. Okay, back to one more mapping file here. So that is called item.hbm.xml. Okay, and change with item table also we will create as a item. So inside this particular item class, we are going to have ID. So there is no we don't have an ID. Let me create. Sorry. Let me create ID property here. Okay. Now item here. ID we specified. So something called ID. Item ID is a column. ID is a property. The type is specified as a long. And now what are the remaining properties are available? So okay. So we'll check all the properties here. Second one is name. Item name. and the type here string. Okay, go back to the item class. So we'll try to change description. Okay, description, and after description, initial price. So initial price, something called, we can make big decimal. And last last three, start date. Start date here, item start date, date, end date, this is also date property, and the last one, created date. Okay, let me copy one more property. So something called created date. Okay, date. Let me make some format here. Okay, so this is the way we can format the code, and after that, so here we don't want to use this particular one to many. We want to use many to one. We don't want to use. We want to use one to many. So to make one to many, first what we need to do here, we need to use the set tag here. We need to use set tag. Observe here why I'm using the set tag. Internally, we specified set only. Go to the item class. So we are using set. What is the name of this particular set here? Something called bids. Internally, we are going to have key column. We are going to have the particular key column here, and we can specify what is the key column here. All the one to many, many to one relation. So it's going to work based on the which column ID, that is called item ID. That is called item ID. Getting the point? So this is we specified the key column here, and one more here we need to specify one to many. One to many. What is the class here? So here we specified one. One is nothing but item. One is nothing but item. But many is nothing but bid. Bid class we need to specify. This particular bid class is associated in the same package. Getting the point? So what are the advantage we are going to get here? The package. If we are not defining this package here, we need to specify here, and as well as here also we need to specify here. So this is all about the mapping here. This is all about the mapping here. But now what we can do, so we'll create first which object we need to create here. We need to create the collection object first here, because we are going to have collection object more than one, and the more than one records are matched like associated with one object. So that is nothing but item. Okay, now go back to the main class. So I don't want to use this particular person resource here. Which resource we can use? Something called item, and so here one more bid. Okay, here I'm not going to use the person. Okay, we'll create first collection of object here by specifying the bid, and bid set is equals to new hash set. Okay, we created this particular hash set, but now what we can do, we need to create a multiple objects here. We need to create multiple object here. So to create bid, and bid dot set amount, the amount here something called 120 I want to specify. Getting the point. 120 I want to specify. Later, two records I'm creating. 140. Okay. After these two records, what we can do, bid set dot add. Bid set dot add. So first one is bid I'm going to add, and the same way I'm going to add this particular bid 2 also. Right. So once we add, what we can do, I want to create item. Item is equals to new item. Item dot set bids. Here I'm trying to set this particular bid records, and later what I can do, session dot save item. Session dot save item. So carefully observe, this is very important. So first we created a collection of objects here, and we created two records here because two bid two bid, bid objects are expecting to one item object here. Okay, let me save. Go back to the bid class. So this class is not saved here, because of that we are getting here. Okay, now let me run the same example. So double cannot be cast to big decimal. Okay, so this is nothing but the type we are getting here. The type we are getting here. But other than this, you can observe here, create a table bid. Right. Inside this bid table, we are going to find item ID. You are going to find item ID. And same way in the item table also, we will find item ID and item name. So something called these many columns we created. Okay. And so what we are doing here, we are trying to make some constraint here. So they are getting sequence here. But now we got something called the exception. Let me change here where we are getting this big decimal, duplicate double to cast to big decimal. Okay. Okay, got it. Let me change to mapping file of this particular bit. Double. If we want to check here, the tables already, I think it's created. No, because we got an exception. The tables are rolled back to here. Again, I'm trying to run. Okay, where we are getting this, the class cast exception. So this is nothing but the data type mismatch here during the map flash cannot be cast to big dot decimal. Okay, commit. Okay, before committing object, we are getting here non-JTA. During the managed flash cannot be cast to big decimal, double, and math big decimal or in the model Java based loader. Okay, let me change where we are using that. Uh, Here we are using the double. In the bid also we change to double. Okay, we'll remove this. Okay. In the item somewhere we are using any double. Name string big decimal. I think this, or else we can change the type. So we'll check here. I guess only these two. Okay, go back to here. Let me run one more time here. Okay, so something called here, they are trying to insert here, but this time we got the different exception. So object references unsaved transient instance, save the transient. Okay, transistent instance or before flushing. Okay. Okay. Now I missed here add one more. So something called get. Let me go back to item cascade all. Cascade all. Oh, not null properties. Okay, we are making some not null property here. Big item. Okay. So in the bid class item, we are trying to make null here. What I can do, okay. So let me change here. Bid dot set item. Okay. Let me run one more time here. Okay. So you can check here. So sequence are created here and they are trying to insert into item, and you can identify two records into bid table because so we are having two records, but in the item table we are going to one record here, and so they are trying to update here something. Okay, we can check here. Oh, so which schema the objects are created here? Inside the which schema the objects are created, that is called in the public schema, I guess. Let me go back to here. No, Hibernate person message. Okay. Oh, wait, where these items and everything is created? Okay. We specified Spring JDBC here. Here we need to check. You can check here item and the bid. So we did not change the particular database here. Okay, at this time we can check here. Later we can change. Let me connect Spring JDBC. Bid table. We can check here. So something called 1718 ID and item 16. So some amount. Getting the point. So same way, item. So these are the, we did not specified here, but here the item ID we are getting 16. Okay. So from morning onwards we are trying to run application. So there. So you can check here the Hibernate person also it's created here. Hibernate person also it's created here. Okay. Because of this we are getting the different objects here. Let me copy this Hibernate example database here. Okay. So what I can do, I will connect Hibernate database. So Hibernate example database here. So we did not see because that is we copy from the previous example which we are working on the JDBC. Right. Now you can identify here. So these many records are created and now you can check, I guess, the sequence, Hibernate sequence here, something called tables or everything is created. Let me go back to here. No. Refresh. Inside the Hibernate, only Hibernate. Again, what happened? So where it is are created again. So we change in the different property file or same? Okay, Hibernate example. Let me refresh. Okay, so we can continue tomorrow. Basically, so this is we are having like we copied from the information from the previous example. So because of
So it's actually right. You just created this configuration file. So instead of that one, directly we can create the schema in the database, and we can connect directly to the database.
so that I did same only, right? Here I created the schema here.
No, instead of now here we are mentioning that properties, right? So which table, where it is there, like 1 to many to many, like that. So while creating the schema itself in the database, like Postgres database, we can insert create schema like that. I can run this query and I can directly connect.
Hey, if you are doing, what is the advantage? Like the Hibernate is going to create a table structure and everything for us. So that's because of we are providing this particular mapping file here.
No, that also we can do, right?
Yes, but that is the same thing like the normal SQL example how we are going to communicate.
But normally in our application, that whenever we want to deploy anything in production, we will create the production schema the similar way.
Yes.
So
Same way we have to create. No, table we are not going to code. We are only the schema we'll create. But based on our application, the if they are trying to specify the mapping file, okay, based on the mapping file, so the tables are going to created here.
No, not here. In the company, right? So
yes, in the company also same. So based on the mapping file, if they are not using the mapping file, they have to create them manually.
Okay. Testing purpose this works, but in production also, I'm not sure. Okay. Thanks.
Yes, sir. In the production also, if you want, I can show the code. So how exactly it's working in our application. Okay, so we can continue the questions and queries everything in tomorrow, because I have one more class I need to continue.
Okay. All the mappings will be covered. Unidirectional, bidirectional, only this mapping will be done.
All we can cover.
Okay.